most of the issues that you currently have are going to be exacerbated when you throw testosterone, Arimidex, HCG, whatever else into the picture because you're not addressing them before you're getting started. Now, I'm sure many of you guys are going to contest this. Vigorous Steve here. So, the highlight of the previous video discussing what this YouTube channel is all about. And for the guys who are still with me after watching this video, if you're still subscribed, thank you so much for joining the Vigorous crew. I want to take this opportunity, this video, to kind of explain what your responsibility is if you decide to go on performance-enhancing drugs and go on that journey. Because if you thought that natural or drug-free bodybuilding was complicated, or drug-free fitness in general was complicated, you're in for a world of pain. There's a lot of health management that comes along with the use of performance-enhancing drugs, and not just health management, also financial management and sourcing management, because in most parts of the world, performance-enhancing drugs, steroids, peptides, etc., are illegal, or at least gray area. You can only get them on prescription. But for most of us, the large majority of the people out there who take performance-enhancing drugs are not doing so under the guidance of a healthcare provider, not under the guidance of the doctor. They don't have a script. And besides clinically recognized testosterone replacement therapy or full hormone replacement therapy, there's not so much that you can get a script for, right? Trenbolone acetate used to be available as a pharmaceutical, but it has long been since discontinued. So I want to take this opportunity to kind of educate you on what your responsibilities are, because, well, let's be honest, you and only you is deciding to take PEDs. They're not magically going to be injected into your butt cheeks. They're not going to magically end up into your intestinal tract. You have to ingest them and have to inject them willingly and consciously. Before we get into it, please like the video, leave a comment for the algorithm, and consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. That way you can get new videos as soon as they drop. And you can support the channel by joining either YouTube or Patreon memberships, where you can vote for upcoming deep dives, or join the weekly Vigorous Q&A, which is always on Saturday, private for 1 hour. Afterwards, it goes public, and then in most cases, it turns into a super flood of super chats. Let's get started with your responsibility before you even get started with performance-enhancing drugs. You need to take a baseline blood test to see where your current state of health is. Now, I've gone through several of these videos on my YouTube channel already, and I think we're all due for an updated video on what is required before you start your first cycle, what you need to pay attention to before you can even get started, and what performance-enhancing drugs are even suitable as a first-timer, right? I'll make a separate video about that. But first things first, your health needs to be in order. And it's also your responsibility, and I can't emphasize this enough, and if you're the kind of person who needs somebody to die before you get health conscious, you don't need to wait for that. You can be health conscious as soon as you get onto this fitness journey, whether you take performance-enhancing drugs or not. But certainly when you take performance-enhancing drugs, I've been health conscious ever since the age of 15, when I saw my family members get unhealthy. And that's why we decided to go on this fitness journey, right? I wanted to take care of my health, and I was very health conscious by the time I started dabbling with PEDs. So don't wait until somebody dies. One person dies, and now you want to check your cancer markers. Another person dies, and now you want to check your heart. Another person dies, and now you want to check your kidney function. No, dude, you should check all of that before anybody dies, because at one point it might be you who dies, and then other people are going to be the asshole that you are, right? Oh, and this guy died, and now we need to make sure that we're on top of our health. No. It doesn't work that way. It's your responsibility to stay healthy and your responsibility to stay alive, whether other people die or not. I hope that's clear to you. If you're unhealthy and you think you need TRT to resolve those unhealthy conditions that you currently have, why don't you try to resolve that without performance-enhancing drugs first? I promise you, 100% guaranteed, or money back, 100% guaranteed that most of your issues will resolve themselves, and you will not have any additional issues when you go on TRT or hormone replacement therapy. Most of the issues that you currently have are going to be exacerbated when you throw testosterone, Arimidex, HCG, whatever else into the picture because you're not addressing them before you're getting started. Now, I'm sure many of you guys are going to contest this in the comment section. Again, there are always exceptions. Testosterone saved my life. Testosterone made me a successful entrepreneur. Testosterone restored my libido, etc., etc., etc. But long story short, it's still very important for you to have a fundamental understanding of your current state of health before you start dabbling. Otherwise, it's very likely that you're going to get these terrible side effects that most people talk about. hair loss, acne, gynecomastia, water retention, high blood pressure, insomnia. I mean, I can go on and on and on. All of these common side effects are very occurring in people who are unhealthy before they go on performance-enhancing drugs. And if you were like me, you've been bodybuilding naturally for, let's say, 10 to 11 years. You know how to diet, you know how to train, you know how to take care of your supplementation protocol. That's the natural supplements that you can buy over the counter anywhere. Right? Just the vitamins and the minerals, maybe some of the herbal extracts that help with overall health parameters. And you know how to mitigate some of the issues ahead of time, like high blood pressure, which you might experience during off season when you're large and in charge eating a ton of foods. If you already have a fundamental grasp of how your body is going to respond without PEDs in the picture, then you also know how to make the adjustments when you go on PEDs and certain issues and side effects start to arise, right? You need experience with your body in various different contexts so you know how to resolve these issues. Get healthy, get financially secure, get educated on the subject matter, and track your data regarding your health parameters for a multitude of years, right? So you have to train for a multitude of years, you have to diet for a multitude of years, and you need to track your health for a multitude of years. And then and only then can you start dabbling with performance-enhancing drugs. And if you can't do that, please do it under the guidance of a medical professional, right? Go to an HRT clinic, go to anywhere where you can get a prescription and have your blood work parameters interpreted by a doctor, because you can't do it by yourself. And if you live in the United States, you're in luck because I have excellent patient care coordinators and doctors over at Merrick Health, which is the health optimization clinic of Derek from the More Plates, More Dates YouTube channel. I'm an affiliate there. I've been an affiliate for a very long time with Merrick Health because I highly believe in their practices. They're not going to put you on a cookie cutter HRT protocol right from the start. They're going to help you get healthy first. And then, and only then, if your blood work actually shows that you need testosterone replacement therapy or other medical interventions medically, then they might prescribe you something to help you along your way. But their doctors are very good at what they're doing. They will help you with your diet, with your health supplementation, and perhaps with your testosterone replacement therapy or hormone replacement therapy if required after you get into a good state of health. And that's why I'm always with Merrick Health and nobody else, which are just glorified steroid dealers from what I can tell. It took me years to even understand fundamental blood work. And now that I have so much understanding of blood work that I can actually help other people and give back to the community. And now we're talking like 10, 15, 20 years ahead. So I understand that you might be a little bit impatient and you don't want to do this research. And luckily for you, you have this YouTube channel, which I didn't have when I got started. I had to go to the library and go to PubMed and ask for anecdotal experience of people who are already using performance-enhancing drugs for decades in order for me to piece it together. So the piecing it together is already documented on this YouTube channel, but that's piecing it together for a wide audience in various different settings and conditions. It might not apply to you 100%. So you still need to do your own research and make sure that the knowledge that I provide here and that you can find in a multitude of other YouTube channels, albeit that there's not so many good YouTube channels when it comes to this subject matter of taking performance-enhancing drugs. I mean, you can basically count that on one hand. So again, you only have to watch 5 YouTube channels to kind of piece it together for yourself. You still have to piece it together because my experience might not match yours. And from the other YouTube channels or the other sources of information might not match your experience as well. So it's the best that you can do for your own physique is to get a second and third and fourth and fifth opinion and then try to piece it together for yourself. When you get your hands dirty, of course, this is where the truth really comes out because you can be super prepared and maybe even over prepared to the point you have 20 different ancillaries in your steroid drawer ready just in case something goes wrong. And ideally, you let those ancillaries expire, reach the expiration date, and you throw them in the trash because you never got an infection or you never got gynecomastia symptoms or you never got severe prolactin increases requiring you to take something like cabergoline or another dopamine receptor agonist. And if all of those words are kind of foreign to you, well, that kind of proves that you still have to do a lot more research before you get started. So this is your responsibility to kind of piece it together for your own. That's nobody else's responsibility. You can't fault anybody on YouTube for the lack of information that you currently possess because it's all out there. All you have to do is go look for it. All you have to go do is look and watch videos. It's so simple, right? And whatever you can't find in the YouTube videos, whatever you can find on other sources, look for more sources to get experience and information from, right?